What's up? TC here, another video. Check this out. Yesterday I put up a video outlining 15, I think it was 15 things I would do in order to curb gun violence and try to change the gun culture that we live in this country, right? And, I ran down a list of things that I really believe could work in a society that really meant to deal with the problem of guns and the people that die from gun violence every day. And I mean every day. And I'm not just talking about, in the United States, but mainly the United States, but worldwide. I mean, it's a humanity thing. It's not just a United States thing. Now, I got to be clear on something. I am as pro-black as they come. I understand white supremacy is at the bottom of a lot of shit that goes on in this country. I really do understand that. Totally. More than most people know. I understand that. But that it was not the point of my video. So you see, I'm looking at things from a worldwide standpoint. Bear with me for a minute. Hold on for a minute. I'm looking at shit from a worldwide standpoint because after all of the gun battles have been fought and all of the blood has been shed and all the bodies have been counted and buried, you still got to live in some kind of a society. I mean, you still, unless you're just planning on total genocide of every human being on the earth. Now, I'm thinking far into the future now. What's going to happen after the big gun battle? Are we going to start with the same way of thinking that we had that led us to that with this, you know, this kill or be killed mentality, or are we going to evolve beyond that? My thing is, we should evolve beyond that. My thing is, I don't think we as human beings have evolved enough to really wield the power of life and death and be able to just take away each other's life force in an instant. We haven't evolved mentally to that point because everything we do has at the end of it, at the very end of it, the possibility of one of us killing another one. I mean, take for example, and I like to talk about, like I said, shit on a worldwide basis. Take for example this meeting that Donald Trump was trying to have with the Koreans. Now, while I seriously believe that there's never going to be a war with the United States and North Korea because we already had that war and China stopped that shit dead in its tracks. I mean, there wouldn't be a North Korea if it wasn't for China. But while I don't believe that there's a war coming, I don't believe that they're going to sit down at no table and talk about no fucking war either. But the mere fact that the word war is in there, the mere fact that they are doing military drills off the coast of North Korea is indicative of the mentality of the people in the world. I mean, all we do is blow each other up, shoot each other, or if we're not shooting each other, we're threatening to shoot each other. If we're not blowing each other up, we're threatening to blow each other up. The implication is there, if nothing else, that at the end of it all, we're going to kill you. And so that's what's happening, especially here in this country. That's what's happening. At the end of it all, I'm going to kill you or you're going to kill me. Why do anybody have to kill any motherfucking body? And that's my fucking point. And I'm not motherfucking stupid, slow, naive, none of that. I understand that people are not going to give up their fucking guns. I mean, they worship their fucking guns. You know what I mean? People worship their motherfucking guns. I was just watching a video where black people are starting to buy more guns. Across the country, black people are arming up. And I ain't saying they're wrong for that because white people are arming. But you got these people arming against these people and these people arming against these people. Eventually, something gonna have to give. And it's not, this video ain't about who's right and who's wrong. This video ain't about white supremacy. I know white supremacy better than as good as anybody, and I have dealt with it in my professional life and in my personal life. So I know crackers ain't shit. I know this, but I'm talking about what happens if we have our little race war, our big race war. What happens when we have our race war? And like I said earlier, all the bodies have been counted, and all the dead people have been buried, and all the blood been cleaned up off the streets, and the few people are left, how they gonna live? Are they just gonna start all over again with the same prejudices and the same bigotry that led to the race war in the first place? Or are we gonna understand that this is no way to live? So when I put up a video that says I would make guns and firearms a lot harder to own and obtain and make them more of a pain in the ass to have than they were, that's so that we can sort of at least put some sort of halt on this part of it. Because most people, black, white, brown, yellow, and red, don't have the fucking sense that God gave billy goats. But they got guns. And guns and stupid motherfuckers don't mix. And if you don't believe me, just look at anywhere in the United States, at any part of the United States, and you see people shooting each other all over the fucking place. And I know that, like I said earlier, I know that there's all kinds of reasons for it. I know that there's deep-seated causes of it. I know that the situations are unique. I know all of these things. But how different would the outcomes be if the guns weren't there? How different would the outcomes be if the guns weren't there? So when I say I think that people should be taxed and regulated and charged and insured out the ass for their firearms, to me, that's making firearms a lot more difficult for everybody to own. Everybody. And I think that we should shrink the size of our military by, and I said half, but 2/3. I mean that shit. Because this militaristic culture that we have is a big part of why we're so militaristic in nature and why we think that guns are the answer, guns and gun violence are the answer to every problem that we got. Just blow the motherfucker away. You got a neighbor you don't like, blow his ass away. You don't like niggas, kill them all. You don't like crackers, kill them all. Kill, 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 kill. Shoot, 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 shoot. To what end? You dig me? The last two motherfuckers left. What they gonna do? So if you don't understand the point I'm making, then that video wasn't for you. If you don't understand what I'm telling you, what I'm saying to you, then then that's fine. I'm way over your fucking head. I understand that. I'm over a lot of people's head. I understand that. But like I said, when all of the shooting and all of the killing and all of the burying is done, how are we gonna live? What kind of rules are you gonna have in place when it comes to who can kill who and who can take whose life? So answer me that. And the chick that commented down, it was a chick, it was a woman. I believe it was a woman that commented on there and asked me that shit and said that all of the things that that I stated would be more advantageous to white people. I say to her, you know, first, you don't know what you're talking about. Second, you didn't understand anything, the point I was making. And third, how is making guns 1,000 times more expensive to own and keep advantageous to anybody? The point is making guns so expensive to own until it's not worth it. All right? Now, if I had my way, we'd scrap the fucking Second Amendment altogether. We'll rewrite the motherfucker. Because it's been so misinterpreted until people think it means that you could just walk around with a gun hanging off your fucking hip. That's not what the fuck they meant. I'm not going to I'm not going to get in a debate with anybody about what the Second Amendment meant or didn't mean. I'm not going to get in a debate with anybody, period, because I don't do that shit. I'm just saying what common sense dictates to me is that if guns were a lot more difficult to obtain, then a lot fewer people would have them. And a lot fewer people would be getting shot and killed and maimed. All right? So, if you can understand that, cool. If you can't, that's cool too. The piece behind me is from my bodybuilder series. It's a charcoal piece I did about a year ago. I like doing physique art. I like the human form. It's really nice. That piece right there took probably 3 hours. You know what I mean? And it, like a whole bunch of other ones, is available at tcedwards.com. Go over there, check out something, see if you like something. Holler back at me. That's it for now. Like, subscribe, comment, TC, and I'm out.